might be quite a fair bit of sound happening, actually. You have to excuse me, I'm making coffee. So, that's just gonna be there for a minute or so. It should be done any minute now. But yes, hello and welcome to Ian and Hi there. I'm in a good mood, I really am. Hi there, Randy, hi. There. It's done. I do have to say, ever since I started using the French press, like an actual French press, it has been making some good coffee. Hi, the Timon. Hi, welcome. Hold on, I'll be more active in a second. My French press is a bit ass, so it's really difficult to make the coffee without spilling it all across the table. Almost finished. Just one more second. Okay, coffee has been procured. Beautiful, tremendous, lovely. Alright. I'm gonna put this away now, add some milk. This one, I dedicate this one to Ash, and we will be able to begin. Where shall we begin? Well, first we're gonna start with the main topic of the stream, which will in fact be... Okay, mic works just fine, by the way. Which will in fact be science related. Shocker, I know, I'm the science channel guy. That's the screensaver. This, there we are. There are papers to be written, aren't there? First of all, I would like to format the how map becomes difficult a bit better, and apparently there are already 2 errors. That's fine, we'll figure it out in a second. And obviously the multi-app project, that one I also would like to work on. And with the how map becomes difficult too, there's a video associated, isn't there? Which I haven't touched in a while because I've been so busy with the carousel. Fortunately, the carousel is finished now, which means now I get to touch it. That came out wrong, but you understand what I mean. Alright, let me just open it up. Oh, and also, on the Discord server, I would really like to create a new channel. That would be a forum about the charity. Create channel, yes. Post guidelines. Yeah. Who can create posts? That's a good question. Who can create posts? Yeah, everyone. Sure, that's fine. The place to ask any questions about the suggestions, all that jazz. Ah, I really am in a good mood. Incredible. For now, I just set it up as default as it can be. Alright. And I'm gonna leave it there. Now, how math becomes difficult part 2. I have been working on that video a bit. Just a bit. That's not... that's not the video. This is the video. Yes, as I mentioned, just a bit. It is in the style, the same style as how math becomes difficult part 1, that is glowy and reflective, as it should be. But hopefully it's going to be a fair bit more interesting, and it's gonna have more. I've grown as a person since then. I've started a fucking charity. I've been doing this just in a long while. There is a lot happening, and all of the things happening are great. There are 4 active project. He has new coffee. I don't actually have new coffee, I just started using my French press correctly. Because the thing is, previously, I haven't. I've just been using it as a pot, but only ever since I met Pickle have I have I been actually convinced to use it as a French press. And that's because he told me that if you don't use it correctly, then you can over extract your coffee and then it's bitter. And now all of a sudden it makes sense why my coffee has been bitter the entire time. Career animations, yeah, well, they're simple. Simple but good looking. And you know what? Simple but good looking. I kind of have been missing that. The carousel video, by the way, isn't live yet because I'm still waiting for Remco to give me a green light. He is unfortunately not really available, so I don't know when he's gonna watch the video and give me a green light. Once that happens, it's gonna be uploaded. But in that video, there are a lot fewer like typical make it animations, and the scenes there are a lot more elaborate, which I like while making it. It allowed for some way funnier jokes. But this is classic OG. Feels good to be back. And also, once again, alongside it, I'm writing a paper, which I would also like to get to work on today because it will allow me to plan everything a lot better. Because in the actual script, let me actually check it, because I do believe I've gotten far in the script, haven't I? I've gotten to like... Oh, when have I started this script? Hold on. I have a lot of documents open and... Have I reopened it last time before the From Canada to Quarks? Well, I will answer you in a second, Randy. You just need to... I can't find the script. Found it. Okay. So, what topics? So glad you asked. The journey, actually, I can do it from memory at this point, so I'm going to, because it's a journey I came up with a while back ago and I'm really excited for. That is first set theory, then a general idea of an operation. Afterwards, we combine them two into a magma. From a magma, we go through the separation of quasi-group and semi-group. Bit two of them. It separates into two, but then it combines right back into, before a group, that's a ring if I'm not mistaken, from a ring into a group to a field, from a field, then I separate it off a bit because then I specify them. So I go on a brief tangent to talk about real numbers, complex numbers, and about some things that aren't fields like quaternions, octonions. Then we carry on to vector spaces, from which we carry on to covector spaces. I don't actually remember the notation. Sure, good enough. Then we go to bases in general, then we go to tensors, I think, and then I think a tensor product. I think this is the entire thing from memory. Let's see. Because I'm pretty certain oh no, blind, that's just this. So yeah, idea of mathematics, sets, maps, magma, then semi-group, quasi-group, then group, ring, I got them backwards. It's first group, then ring, then field, real, complex, Galois fields, Galois fields, apparently it's pronounced Galois, Galois fields, I also want to check in there, quaternions beyond, vector spaces, maps, again, revisited, because covector spaces, then bases, tensors, tensor products, would you look at that? It's almost as if I wrote the fucking thing. We're on the blue channel, I can swear. So never really getting it. About what precisely? I mentioned quite a lot of things, hold on. Math2 thingy, the mathematical thingies. They're trivially simple. I'm a huge fan of set theory. Set theory is my jam. As far as mathematics goes, set theory is the area I feel really comfortable in. which is why, because this is absolutely not the required approach. Like, this is honestly a pretty bad approach if you're trying to build up to tensor products, subjectively bad. Most mathematicians would tell you that this is an idiotic path, but once again, I really like set theory, so that's the path I'm taking. But yeah, I think everything here has a very intuitive core idea behind it, which I'm trying to explain. On the paper, I'm way further back, because with the script, I have gotten up to fields, actually complex numbers. I've gotten to the complex numbers, whereas in the paper, I'm still on the axioms. But you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You gotta climb a little higher to make the week obey, or something like that. I get every other word that uses the context. That's the nice thing. The nice thing is that there isn't much. In the paper, the thing that I start with is I precisely go over all the notation, and then I go over the axioms precisely to make sure that it is all understandable. I use the axioms more as like examples of applying the notation. It's a bit tricky because tensors, for example. The way I will explain tensors will be correct. It will be very correct, and I hope it will give a really good intuition. However, based on my explanation, you will not be able to use tensors like a physicist. You just won't. And that's because I will give an intuition of what a tensor is, hopefully really well. But using that is a different beast entirely. Would be a good analogy. A good analogy would be kind of like learning about how a car works versus building a car. You can have really exact autism level knowledge of how a car works, and you still might not be able to build a car. Because it's a different like skill set. So the reason why experts usually talk either like they're talking to toddlers or explaining it to professors, or most likely they usually do it the process way, is because in their world, the way they use these tools doesn't have an analog. So I genuinely, like, I don't think even a Remco, well, okay, I don't know about, maybe Remco would find a way. But like Ash, for example, I don't think Ash would be able to explain what a tensor is. I mean, to be fair, Remco has said in the past that tensors are something that behaves like a tensor, which honestly is really fucking spot on, and is my favorite definition in all of mathematics, because it's so clear, concise, and memorable. But it's not great on its own. Hi there, Agent, hi there, Edu. Hi, Edu, actually, hi. How you doing? How's your day going? I'm dying, Edu, by the way. I'm absolutely dying because my environment for the website is just messed up. I've been trying to implement this simple feature. Piss off. I'm trying to implement this really simple feature because I realized that we actually have a pretty big problem. That is, you have implemented the motion system, and chef's kiss to that. Beautiful. There is one issue, not with the motion system, but with the context of it. That is, in order to create a motion, you need at least aspiring level qualification. And the way that the aspiring level qualification is meant to be obtained is it's meant to be the foot in the door, right? It's meant to be given by anyone else, kind of bring you into the system. There isn't a good way to do that, though. Like, there is the look up a user by their ID and give them a qualification. But no one can use that. Like, even every single time I need to figure out an ID of a user, I use the admin panel. So, for an average person, this is impossible. And other than that, there really isn't a way to... Wait, you don't? You don't what? Hold on, what is the you don't? Another game of analogies. You don't need aspiring. Oh, that's not good then. Did I not mention that? So, would you actually mind next time you're free? I don't want, because once again, I understand that you want to take some time, so I don't want to pressure you. Yeah, I wanted motions to require aspiring because aspiring is meant to function as, like, qualifications serve many purposes, and one of them is to as a filter. So the basic idea is that the aspiring qualification is what separates effectively bots from people, and the novice qualification is meant to separate trolls from users. The idea being that it should be impossible for a bot to get aspiring, which is why we can use aspiring for features that are supposed to be protected against bots, and it should be impossible for a person who's a troll to get novice, which is why we can use novice features for people who we are confident aren't trolling, like, for example, the library. That's why the library requires novice, because, well, the only way to obtain novice is to actually get qualified. Does that make sense? I'll get to you back in a second, Timer, but this is... So we can get aspiring by solving CAPTCHA. Modern day CAPTCHA, let's call it. Let's call it the CAPTCHA of the future. 100%. Okay, good. I really, once again, I'm really sorry, Edu, because I don't want to throw more things, more work at you. So if you feel like you want to take a break, absolutely do. No pressure whatsoever. But I would like to ask for, like, these two features. First of all, aspiring required here. And second of all, a way for people to go to the user page of someone else so that they don't have to do this, because this is very much like only admin. But yeah, aspiring is kind of like a modern the CAPTCHA, because the way you can get you can give aspiring to anyone else in any qualification. So for example, I myself have two qualifications. I have those two baller goobs. Right, because the previous one was from Rimco. That makes sense. I have two baller goobs, which is basically adept level in classical and quantum mechanics. Courtesy of Matt. And based on my Hamiltonian video. That was also the live test of the motions. They work tremendously. Now, I only have them in physics, which means that I can, if I go to Ashes, for example, in classical mechanics, as you can see, I can give many levels because I have the qualifications. But when it comes to chemistry, I can still give aspiring, despite not having qualifications in chemistry. And the reason why is because aspiring doesn't require proof. Aspiring means someone is interested in the topic, and you don't really need and you don't need knowledge in the topic to tell if someone's interested. So I could give aspiring to Ash, or even better, I don't know, who's the 100th user? Congratulations, you're gonna be my example from now on. I can give them aspiring in anything, because that would be kind of like me saying, hey, this person is an actual person who's interested in science. They're not just some random guy who accidentally clicked on a link, or a bot, or I don't know, anything else. And so that's the idea behind aspiring. And novice is different, because novice actually requires you to qualify them with a capital Q. Novice can just be given linearly. I cannot give them novice in chemistry, for example. It's just not possible for me, because I lack the qualification. Is it supposed to be the same as Discord? Is it different? It is different. The standard on the website is a lot higher, which is why I, for example, have, I think that's adept. Is it? I should know this. I don't know the groups by heart. Yes, I have adept on the website. On the Discord, I have expert. So it is a lot more difficult to get on the website. On the website, the standard is a fair bit higher. And also, they're a lot more rigorously defined. So once again, aspiring to get everyone started on their journey, that's it. It's just meant to be a start. Novice, minimum level of understanding required to convey the basic idea of a subfield. Apprentice, basic level of understanding with expectation that a person will still occasionally make mistakes. Then we have adept, which is level of understanding in which a person can be reasonably expected to explain the basic ideas of a subfield without any mistakes, which I believe I can do for quantum mechanics and classical mechanics. Then we have expert, which is bachelor level's proficiency in a certain subfield, master's level proficiency in a certain subfield, doctorate level proficiency in a certain subfield, postdoctorate and having headed a significant research project in a certain subfield. Professor Goob. So much love in it. Yeah, it's great. It is. It's great. This is, I mean, this is like the culmination of dozens people work over the course of like half a year. Yeah, that's what happens. And I just, this is incredible. This is so incredible. But yeah, that's the basic idea of it all. Is there anything I missed? Anything I should mention? Well, actually, I started off on this because I just wanted to mention to Edu. Do I need a paper uploaded? Depends on which one. So, here's how it works. Actually, I will need to make like a tutorial for the goobage. That might be one of the tasks for today, because a tutorial on how the goobs work is very much needed. I still haven't figured out the best way to like go about explaining it. Here's how it works. Aspiring, you get by someone else verifying you. That's it. The only requirement is someone else has to get you in. The reason why it functions really well, by the way, as a filtering process is because it will be displayed who brought you in. So if someone is actually a troll or a griefer, then we can not only ban the person who, griefed us, but we can also investigate the person who let them in. That doesn't mean that we necessarily will ban that person, only we will most likely just have a conversation with them asking, hey, why? Why did you get them in? I just noticed that the amounts in different currencies they're filtered off by currency. That's really funny. Up around a bit, yeah. Now that is aspiring. Then novice. The way to obtain novice, the proper way, is to file a motion. You can create a motion, qualification, and that's it. Let's say, for example, I would like to ask for topology, level adept. That is what I do. Name, my boulder motion, description, whatever. And then you submit a link to your thesis. HTTPS ://slice of pi u /library /access /c. Actually, I don't know, 100, whatever. And then submit, and there we go. And then that motion can be reviewed by others. As you can see, mine has been verified by Matt, which is nice. Joel is still pending. I hope that eventually Quasar will have the time to check it. And also I could ask Tirfta to check it. Because Tirfta should also Tirfta should also have the qualifications required. That's the second step. Because then you get novice. What can you do with novice? Novice gives you access to the library. Novice gives you this add button, which is quite important. So if you have novice, you can do the add button, and at that point, that's trivial. Because at that point, you just have access to it all, and at that point, you just do it normally. So you can add the resource to the library. Based on that resource, people can just verify you. Once again, eventually I would like a little goob to be displayed here, because then if some people think that you are undervalued, they can verify you, etc. There is a lot to be done, the point is, but the two main people who are working on it is Edu and Caper. Eventually, soon, hopefully. Eventually DDB, I imagine, will join in soon. But until then, it's mainly just Edu and Caper. I've been, the last time I've contributed seriously to the website was with the library. And ever since then, Edu cleaned up the database. And, well, on one hand, it doesn't work in my developer's environment. But on the other hand, I haven't gotten around to fixing it because there is no benefit. If I fix it, I know damn well what's gonna happen. And that is, I'm gonna start work on Badger V2, and the world is gonna end. Speaking of, I actually do want to design Badger V2 because I think the website is mature enough for me to reintroduce badges. Why are you broken? What's your problem? There's no line to end here. What of this? What about now? Any more errors? One warning, that's fine. Warnings are chill. So, what axioms? Should I start with this? Should I start with... maybe the goobers explanation would be better. Because I should explain the goobs. I think the best way to explain the goobs would be with a graphic, honestly. Maybe not necessarily... Maybe like a graphic and then making a video about that graphic. Let's think about this. Or maybe I just make 4 graphics on how to obtain goobers. You know what, that could be tempting. Is the thesis like a uni thesis? Just paper talking about whatever I want to do in the topic. It doesn't even have to be a paper. A thesis is just a thing. It's just a thing you've made. It could be a paper, it could be a Git repo, it could be a, I don't know, PCB design, it could be an image, video, whatever. So for example, actually, why am I talking about it hypothetically? For example, yours truly has submitted a motion to get verified, to get qualified, and I linked my video. Hour and 38 minutes of fun. Thesis is just something that is meant to prove you know what you're talking about, and then it is up to the person verifying you to determine if you are actually knowledgeable enough. Haven't done a school exercise sheet. Oh, good luck, Ash. I mean, to be fair, yeah, I know you're not cool, I know. Yeah, to be fair, you're gonna be fine. But curious timing for you to pop in. After the exam tomorrow, would you mind, Ash, if I ask you to do one thing? It's not a big thing, it's just that I don't want to take away your time. I don't want to take away your time as you're preparing for an exam. Yummers. So are the 100 nodes that are shown in the particle physics good enough? That's not really for me to determine. That depends who you want to verify you. Given the rules, I can only verify people to 3 levels lower than me in other fields, which means that I can only give aspiring. Wait, no, I can... Right, other than classical mechanics or quantum mechanics specifically, I can only give aspiring. I imagine you'd like your nodes to be nuclear physics, in which case I would need to first of all introduce the subfield of nuclear physics, and second of all, I wouldn't be able to give you much in there. So, let me once again show you what I mean. u/user/me, Ash, right? This is Ash. For Ash, in classical and quantum mechanics, I can give them all the roles. In condensed matter physics, though, for example, I can only give aspiring. That's because the way that the qualifications work is, let's say that we're talking about classical mechanics, right? For classical mechanics, you can be verified by someone in... so let's say that classical mechanics, this is level 3. Who can verify level 3 in classical mechanics? Well, that can be verified by a level 4 in classical mechanics, or it can be verified by level 5 in a adjacent field. This isn't implemented yet, but it will be eventually. So what an adjacent field means is a field that's similar. For example, let's say fluid mechanics, similar enough to classical mechanics. And then it can be also verified by level 6, who's not in adjacent field, subfield, but same field. So this would be something like, I don't know, general relativity, I pick classical mechanics, which is still related to a lot of things. Thermodynamics is still whatever. Field that's not the subfield that's not similar, but in the same field of physics. And considering how I have a 4 in classical mechanics and 4 in quantum mechanics, that comically enough does mean that for every other field of physics I can only give a 1. Remco has a 6, which means Remco can give a 3 for every subfield. Confusing, I know, but well, the system is meant to be elaborate, so it is. Sorry, tomorrow, in the back of my mind, I can maybe take time for in between. Okay, if you can take time, that would be tremendous because it's a very simple thing. Ash, motion system is on the website, and the way it works is I've already submitted a motion to get qualifications, and Matt verified me. What I would ask you to do is very simple because you on the website still have like level 2 in all of these subfields, which is a bit of a crime because you wrote papers that are obviously higher graded. So what I would like you to do, if you don't mind, is create a motion to get qualified, add in whatever subfields you want, and as your thesis you can just link your papers. So for example, functional analysis. If you want to get like easy, in my opinion, expert level in functional analysis, you can just link this as your thesis. Do functional analysis. Where is it? Mathematics, functional analysis, and pick expert. You can give the name to it, you can give description if you want, but that's it. And then I'll just ask Reblux might not have an... Oh my goodness, do we not have... Well, worst case scenario, we can do it administratively if Reblux agrees. Can I just go for physics? Right now, nuclear part of the hunt. No, everything is based around subfields, not fields, and that's by design, because I wanted it all to be very specific. That's because one thing which I don't exactly like is when experts talk about fields they're not expert in, but they still retain their expert status, which is why it's all divided into subfields, to make sure that it's all divided properly enough. Functional analysis, but because you wanted to talk to me about Blockfuse paper, so I'll hold off that. No worries. I just wanted to let you know because once again, you have like level 2 qualifications. You have the novice when you should have expert. So you know, I just wanted to let you know that Edu has made the system for getting this. All right. Because I'm pretty certain Silver has Adept or wait, is that Expert? No, that's Adept. Okay. Heads up. Yeah, no worries. This is how the system is meant to be used. Alright, let's talk goobers. We're gonna head over to our very own goober generator. There it is, beautiful goober generator. And we're going to duplicate it and amend it a bit. Goober generator high. Now this could eat away a fair bit of my PC, but well, that is the price to be paid. High, because basically we won't resize it. We'll do it 512, and then we'll do all that matters high. This. Wait, no, keep that. That's correct. Oh, piss off. There we are. Alright, see you, Timon. All that matters high, and maybe not WebP, maybe a PNG. What was that doing? Oh, that's blank. We don't need the blanks. This should work, I think. Let's see. Python, all that matters, goober generator. Not all matter compression chamber, only Goober generator high. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a chunky file. Shouldn't be that bad actually. I used to render my animations in separate frames. It should be fine. Alright, there we go. Goobers have in fact been generated. Explorer, all that matters, high. Oh, look at those beautiful suckers. I think they should maybe have a number on them to indicate what level they are. Because right now, no one has reused them enough. Hold on, I need to do something real quick. Give me a second. This is why is there always a catastrophe happening? Yep. They called me a femboy. I don't know how to react to that. I mean, you have a fruity vibe, but you don't have a femboy vibe. Will I have a pick? Oh, please do. Okay. Cool. Now, Goobery has been generated. So, oh please let me. Is that a ponytail in the back? It's a hair clip. Ah, I see. I can see the vision. I approve. Alright. Here's what we shall do. I'm going to do transparent background. We're going to use Eevee for rendering this, because there's no need for cycles, that's overkill. Then we're going to do 1920 by 1920. Can I just throw them in? Well, not quite what I meant. Can I throw them in like this? As a reference this. Okay, so the answer is no, which means we need to import them manually. Okay, I think I have a pretty decent idea for how the graphics should look like. What will we need for this? We will need organized because the organized beta is honestly really good. We'll need classical mechanics. Classical mechanics 1, beautiful. Then we will need quantum classical mechanics 2 actually is what we'll need. Then we will need another reference, no. Add image mesh plane. We'll need quantum mechanics 3. Something quantum is quantum mechanics adjacent to classical mechanics? It's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? What other physics do we have? General relativity. No, I mean general relativity is adjacent in a way. General relativity 3. I worry that quantum mechanics may be further removed from classical mechanics than general relativity, and condensed matter physics 4. Right. And then we'd like to add image mesh plane, and we're gonna do just some variety goops. And then we'd like some kind of U. Alright, tremendous. Is there some kind of permanent toe I could make? Crazy vision with it. Just let me get this job so I have some Pokemon expanded. Alright, I trust you. I'll let you cook. Is there some kind of portmanteau with the word goob and citizenship? The goobenship. The goobage. I suppose I'll need to just settle for the goobage. Okay. We're gonna have this. And then We're gonna have these. Let's organize them. We're not animals. Then we're going to have this. Maybe doing it as a single graphic is a bit cluttered. Worst case scenario, we can render it separately as 4. Entry here as well. Alright, go on. As EP thermoelectrode to what? The name alone is something. I love that. That's incredible. They clearly had something on their mind. I feel like at this point you're. I mean, okay. That's a bad image. I'm not gonna lie. I want to defend it for a bit. But that is a bad image. As far as images go, that is bad. Yeah, that's a pretty bad image. Let me try something actually. Let first of all plug this in directly. Why the black background? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'll plug this in. Yeah, this is just objectively better. Gotcha. So we need to make group and copy it over between shaders. Had I been smart about this, I wouldn't need to do it manually right now, but I hadn't. So, a little bit of a Sisyphean task as a lesson. Beautiful. And then we proceed. Google graph. Yes, it is the Google graph. You mind if I remove the picture of your hair, Ash, and screenshot that image with what you added into the best comments? Because that's really funny. All right. Going through, there we go. I still have the arrow, beautiful. I don't know how well these arrows will... That's not an arrow. I don't know how well these arrows will look when just straight, but let's try it. I don't know what shortcut I just clicked to create and extend. Like that. Good to know it exists. Well, I don't. My main concern is for it to be descriptive. I do also want it to kind of look nice, you know? The mix of 3D and 2D is so unnecessary, but sure. And with that, ladies and gentle ladies, and every other form of a lady, I will be dipping. Bye! See ya. Hold on. This one should hopefully be simpler because it should just be a matter of all matter. I suppose this could look nicer if we do a bit more of a custom arrow, and right here we do separate X, Y, Z. Would it be Z? It would be Z. All right. That's brightness, I'm an idiot. Color. All right, that's the thing, and then one last, which is the pie. Pie will also be custom, and that's because for the pie, well, first of all, the other end we want to be this. Actually, this also already works. This already is the pie color scheme. Never mind. Perfect. Everything has been planned. Okay. Aspiring, 2 novice, 3 apprentice, 4 adept, 5 expert, 6 master, 7 doctor, 8 postdoc, 9 professor. And right here we'd actually probably like to import goobs. But actually, we'd like to generate the high quality groups. So comment this out, comment this in, but have this be the place where they go. Another high one. Ah, right, that makes sense. Because this is actually what it was supposed to be. Beautiful. And then it's just a matter of adding them all in. Couldn't help but notice that I'm an idiot, and so they are in fact scaled down. Yeah, this works. Okay. Now let me just double check they haven't made mistakes. Aspiring novice apprentice, adept expert master, doctor postdoc professor. That's correct. Then right here, I would probably need to move them a bit to label them better. This is great and all, but there ain't much space. What? Oh, that's a shortcut, cool. Right, there we go. Hi, Dekomi. Hi, how you doing? Oh, damn it. This. There we go. Can a non-given person give aspiring? Like a person without a goob? No, that would defeat the point. That would defeat the entire system. This one I think should be adjacent to left. There we go. says anyone. Well, yeah, it's implied. Anyone, fine. Anyone with a group. There we go. Yep. And now position, separate XYZ, colon rump. Mix. Yeah, I think this should be descriptive enough, right? Oh, piss right off. Why do I have them set to be still rendered? There we go. I think that should be descriptive enough. Now I just realized that there should be another graphic maybe explaining what you can do with them. Or maybe as a part of this. I don't wanna make this too cluttered though. And I worry it might be. Minus 90. Actually wait, I'll delete this. Static color. This might be too cluttered when I do this. If I color them in the same way, it won't be quite so cluttered. Apples and oranges, I guess. In the future, I imagine there's gonna be more things that these unlock. Hi there. Hi Joel, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good, always nice to hear.
And you?
I'm honestly in a really good mood and ready to take on the day. I'm trying to design an explanation graphic about the goobs, but it's I'm struggling. There's a lot
One
of
might say
no, I know what you're about to say. No. Okay. I think this is as good as gonna. There's a lot of information to cram in there, and there's just
it looks very crammed.
yeah. I mean, there is a lot of
Yeah.
information.
I'm sure there's better ways.
You can't prove. Yeah, go on then. The floor is yours.
Uh-oh.
Like, Kami, Blender is free and you have used it. And even if not, and if you don't think Blender is the best medium, then there is open source software. I don't even mean it in a bitchy way, like genuinely. If you have a better idea, go on.
Yeah. And Blender is open source. Okay.
I think this is fine for now. A bit of a alright, sure. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube as a post. Because I want everyone to know. God damn it, Adrian!
What is it?
I left a comment on the video I made, like, the how to help the charity. You made a comment saying that the volunteers are held in the basement.
He's not lying.
That was meant to be a semi-serious video. But actually, I genuinely do want people to join. I've got a very empty basement.
I'm sure people are into it, don't worry.
We'll see. I hope. A man can dream.
It would be very funny if everyone in the charity just said that indeed that's what happens.
No, it wouldn't. No, it would not. It would not, in fact, be very funny. Yeah, Joel, aren't you supposed to be like preparing for a live stream or something? Goodness gracious me. And Kami, aren't you supposed to be Mongolian or something? Come on.
What's that supposed to be?
I thought you were busy being Mongolian.
Ah, right, riding horses and
Riding horses and
Taking
invading Europe, right.
yeah. Maybe we can like not do the lost format and do it like each page and have it look like as an article on the website rather than the lost format.
Yeah, but then it would be very vertical. Whereas this one is a square, which functions a lot better when sent as an image. Like, images in most places are best displayed as squares. So, for example, the YouTube post, right? I'm sending as a YouTube post. All YouTube posts are cut to a square.
Oh, okay, then I guess we can just keep this one and make a separate one for the website.
For example, yes. Listen, if you want to get on that, I would appreciate help. I have kind of a lot going on.
I would love to write it on the website because I did it before.
Absolutely, that would be really nice. I can send you the goobs if you'd like, use them as examples. Because the ones on the website are a bit low quality.
Okay.
The question is, how many goobs can I send at the same time? I have 135, let's see.
Wait, what? Is it for all the colors?
Oh, yeah. So it's the amount of subfields times 9, right? So it is... How many subfields have we got? 1 by 9.
Oh, that's crazy.
We have 15 subfields, yeah. Alright. Let me see. Can I send all the goobs? I can.
I mean, we can just send like the main groups of.
I've just sent you all the goobs. I could also send you the like 9 goobs and the goober generator, but it's easier. I'll just send them all.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 5 megabytes actually. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's alright.
That is
Our groups are tiny.
Well, I mean, it's how you use your goob, not the size.
Okay.
It's the level, not the size, alright? What matters.
Damn. Okay. That's what they all say.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is your goob, Komi? Huh? How big is your goob? I'll have you know I have 2 healthy adept goobs.
Sensitive information over there.
Why not divide into multiple images for YouTube? That's actually was the idea, yeah. So my idea was that I would render it as a master thing, but then I would also have the camera. Actually, I can just do the freaking keyframes, that'll be good enough. I can also have the camera just zoomed in on each one. Because square, it tiles into squares. The more you know with maths, am I right?
Oh yeah.
I got again by Kumi and Zakizuku that exchanged their names.
Yeah, it's so off-putting, isn't it? It's like so difficult to keep track, even though it's a simple piece of information.
Yeah,
I would.
And I saw like Kumi, and it says it's playing whiteboard in the voice channel and make it server. And I look at Kumi and I'm like, wait, but Kumi's here. Why she's not in the whiteboard?
Yeah.
But it's because
I would love to say that it gets better, but it doesn't. I haven't gotten used to it. I don't think you can get used to it. Wait, how would it look in live theme? I just realized it might be us.
I just had a stupid idea.
What's your idea?
I'm thinking. Okay, yeah, no. I just saw the about charity thing in the Discord server. And I just got reminded of who was it? Was it Adrian's comment about being in the basement?
Yeah.
And so I was very tempted to say something along the lines of when can we get out of the basement?
Listen, I am very proud of my treatment of unpaid interns, as horrendous as this. But I draw the line. There is a difference between unpaid interns and volunteers, right? I treat my volunteers with the most prime of respect.
Yeah, but Adrian said the volunteers are held hostage.
Yeah, well, Adrian's nickname on YouTube is literally "Make It Unpaid Intern," alright? So, like, yeah, he's being held in the basement. He thinks he's a volunteer. He's an unpaid intern. Clearly. Self-proclaimed. Okay, I think that should be fine.
So we gotta get our fact.
Yeah, misinformation.
Right. Make it definitely support freedom of speech.
I mean, I mean, yeah, I support freedom of speech, but like sometimes people will say some things, and you just I can't help but think of stuff like they really should pay for that. Do you all ever get that where someone says something and all of a sudden you wish that it wasn't free to say things? Like, if people actually had to pay whenever they say something, then I don't know.
I don't think I ever had that.
Yeah, me neither. I was just doing this for comedic effect.
Okay, I didn't get
Is YouTube genuinely not going to turn this into a link? That's so funny. YouTube is a video on your platform. Okay, you did turn it into a link. Beautiful. Oh, actually, I'm an idiot. Slice of pie EU. I should link the website itself. Okay, someone missed it. I love the fact that both Slice of Pie EU and Make It WTF are up. Because like it's, you know, Slice of Pie EU in the streets, Make It WTF in the sheets, and so it just, yeah. And they are the same website. Like, it's not that they look like the same website, they are the same website. You know what? I'm gonna quote myself to best comments. That was a good one. I have a really good idea for a project for DTB. I'm just waiting for them to be done with notifications and to ask if they actually enjoy doing this. Because if they do enjoy doing this, if they don't, then obviously we're just gonna end it there. I don't want them to spend the time on something they don't like. But if they do enjoy doing it, then I think I have a really, really good idea that would require a lot of creativity and would be really fun to implement. And that would be basically an introduction to the website. So the idea being that if someone creates their account, if they haven't completed introduction or if they haven't skipped it, then there will be like an interactive introduction that would take them over the different pages of the website and kind of explain them. It would be a fair bit difficult to implement, and also would take a lot of creativity to design to think of also how to showcase different things. But yeah. If they do enjoy doing what they do with the notifications, then I think they would really enjoy the next one. But once again, I need to make sure that they enjoy doing it.
If you actually make interactive tutorials, or I don't know how you said it, would it be interesting to do some other tutorials, interactive tutorials, for when people unlock higher groups and get more features?
You are right, yes. That would be a really good idea. Yeah. Well, it would be up to DDB. Because originally they joined in without much of a knowledge, but now after the notification system, I really think they've developed some skills. So now I do feel confident giving them this kind of more complex task.
But oh yeah, I today's the presentation day. I just realized.
Yeah, I told you, you need to be preparing for the stream. It's in 8 hours. And I hopefully have enough coffee to last me. Yeah!
Oh yeah, it's 8
The
hours.
unrelenting passage of time.
Holy.
Insert that one rabbit meme of holding clock.
Yeah, exactly, from Alice in Wonderland, yeah. Oh, speaking of, that also reminds me. I try. Well, you need to go to sleep quick and wake up in the morning. Alright. What was I supposed to be doing? Well, we did this. We did the destruction, right? Well, not quite destruction, it was still important. But we did do that. How math becomes difficult. I think I'm in the mood to write the maths paper. There is something I want to do with the multi-up, but am I in the mood right now for it? Not particularly, I think. What I want to do as template modules, actually, I have it listed. Dummy graphical engine, dummy program, dummy hardware controller. I get some of the dummy program, and I could make like a calendar. That would be a good idea. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to eat because I still haven't eaten this morning.
Alright.
I'll be back.
Bon appetit.
Merci.
Yeah.
Oh no, Belgian, I forgot. Oh no. I forgot that Bon appetit is not just a funny thing to Joelle. To her is an actual unironic phrase. Ugh. Welcome back,
She's
Timon.
French?
Belgian.
Oh, I
Which,
see.
which if I think is basically, I think it also speak, you know, it's also a French-speaking country. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I'm uncultured.
I think ignorance of the French isn't a quality of the uncultured. I think it's quality of the cultured. Belgians half French, half Dutch. Yeah, there we go. I'm always right. That's how we know. Do I feel like implementing this now? No. Why is the footnote an A? That looks so wrong. Do I feel like doing this or maths? holy shit, Caper works fast. I asked him, I mean, you're there on the server, Kami, so you know. But I, like, asked him for a feature. And he... Oh, where is it? I've already lost my own message. They've asked him for a feature and he started at 9 in the morning. So hour and a half ago. It's already done. Correct.
Damn.
2nd August. Okay, so here's the thing. Next week, apparently we have an empty slot then for the papers. So as such, therefore and henceforth, let's go scouting. Oh, Alpha could also make. Alpha will be also pretty nice. I would have to check in with Ash if Ash got exams, because if right now Ash is finishing. If right now Ash is finishing his exams, he could be a good pick. And if not, then I just need to finish my paper fast. To self-present, I guess. Can I finish this in a week? We're on page 5 out of, I imagine, 60. The answer is no. It could be Ash or Alpha. That would make the papers extremely physics-centric. Also, yeah, we need to find some chemists. Because I would say the community desperately lacks chemists. We have a massive representation of physics and mathematics. It's a make it community. But yeah, starting with Joel, computer science really creeping in, which is nice. But chemistry is just non-existent. I don't need to fix that. Alright. High school bio 2 months for 1 mandatory intro to bio course. Well, good luck to you. I myself will then try to grind down this axiom of extensionality. This is where we need to begin. And instead of gather, we will have definition. Is it not definition? I could have sworn it was definition. Is it really not definition? Need to cook Jesse, exactly. Would you look at that? He remembers. And then... Oh yeah, the label isn't necessary. But what is necessary is... axiom of extensionality. Let's see. Also, must block and from a very small font, it's almost as good as an AC. Well, yeah, but people tend to have. It's tend to be a lot easier for people to have an AC on hand instead of a massive block of ice. Been there, done that. Oh, I guess actually begin align and align. I suppose that should still be there. Wait, was it align or was it gather? It was gather. Also, right here we still have this. Okay, so this should work. Water I'm placing it in the freezer. Okay. Time to test out the new feature, I suppose. Are you ready?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Thank you. I genuinely was waiting for that. Thank you so much. Oh, feels great. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's time to add an objective. We're gonna start with something silly. Make it to play Subnautica 2 on stream. Make it has thalassophobia. I don't know if that's how you spell thalassophobia because it's a nightmare of a word to spell. Almost as much as... Would you look at that? I would say like €200 would be pretty funny. Here we go. There we go. Let's try it.
Huh? 200?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Well,
You're gonna hit that in so fast.
I can't tell if you're being ironic or not. That's...
No, I genuinely.
Because the thing is, I feel like 200 is very reasonable. You have to not count Poisson, because I had a... Well, not really a bet, only a deal with Quasar that if I drank a glass of raw eggs, he would donate 200 to the charity. And he's a man of his word. Say what you want about Quasar, and I certainly will, because it's a lot of nice things, and it's nice to say nice things about nice people. But yeah, that's another one of them.
Fascinating.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Tried and tested. So the rest of the goals will be a lot more science-based, but I want to have something silly to start it off. Because I think it's funny. Let me guess the route? No. I could just check it in the code, I guess. Because the route, unfortunately, won't be redisplayed. As far as I'm aware. Donations. Okay. Oh, that's admin. I'm an idiot. Main? Huh. I don't think they're displayed anywhere. Alright, regardless. For now, we have some axioms to note down, do we not? Axiom of regularity. Let's see. Remco has done such a tremendous job with this template, yeah. Oh, and you get to select the objective as... Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That is so... goddamn great. I kind of want to add another one. We had so many ideas for objectives, but we kind of had them ages ago. So one of them, for example, was for Remco to do a live stream. Actually, it was for me and Remco to do a live stream, going from classical mechanics to quantum mechanics. Like, from Newtonian mechanics to quantum mechanics, all in a single stream.
Oh, that sounds very fun.
It would be, yes. I imagine it would be really long. If we manage to do it in 4 hours,
like
that would be...
challenge of endurance.
Yeah, but that's the point, right, with the objectives. That's the point.
Honestly, I think he can go on for a very long time without flinching.
First of all, yes, he can, but he really doesn't like doing long streams. Remco is very much doesn't enjoy long live streams. Like for him, an hour and a half is already a long live stream. It's so funny because when I was doing the expert streams, I did that mainly with Remco and Flame, and they have such like different. First of all, Remco likes his live streams to be extremely prepared and short, whereas Flame is the opposite. Flame is just bolts and does it for hours. Which I don't want to say that either of them is bad. I would say that, in my opinion, it stems from their areas of expertise. Where with Flame, since his area of expertise is a lot more practical, he just gets to talk about practicality. So for him, it isn't as much as preparation because, well, his practice is the preparation. And so he feels very comfortable doing that. Whereas for Remco, he studies theoretical physics. So preparation is everything, right? The skill is the research, the theoretical research.
Yes. Like, he was really rolling through the tutorials.
Oh, Hopes and Dreams epic version. What a song. I'm just drunk so much. I spend we can study, work or charity, but still. I mean, he's balling. He just finished his masters, for goodness sake. His masters. He has been hard balling. And right now he's away. And honestly, it's felt. The lack of him is felt. But hey, a man's got a rest. Can't blame him for that. Did that. I will announce the objectives tomorrow. I think I'm gonna make a really short video about them because they're such a fun idea. And I caper implement them really well. It's very nice. But yeah, for now, make it. Don't get too distracted.
Is the one where you guys are wearing dresses and teaching them what happened?
No, that we want to do for the International Women's Day, alright? And also, we would absolutely
So
pull
it is
over this.
gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
A quick complete them before the announcement. No. I mean, we did have a lot of ideas. I just don't. So, one of my ideas is to ask around like Flame as well, and basically organize all of these things because then the way it's meant to work, by the way, is that's the idea. I'm really in a habit of killing multiple birds with a single stone. The table, hi there, hi Ash. Multiple birds with one stone. So the reason for the objectives is the idea is that first of all it would let everyone show what kinds of ideas they like, and there he goes. I imagine my problems. So this shows what kinds of ideas people actually like and what kinds, well, they don't care about. Was at the same time finding those ideas. So this one, for example, doesn't require a fund, right? I'm just gonna buy Subnautica with my own money and that's it. It costs charity nothing. But other ones, like for example the stream of Remco, it would happen in real life. That one actually has costs. And say what you want, I have fucking sunk my life savings into the foundation. I don't... Like, this isn't a hyperbole. I cannot afford a Flixbus ticket. I have a grand total of, I think, €40 on my account right now. It's not quite as bad as it looks because the Patreon payment is going through, but the Patreon payment is, I think, €400. So, yeah. Pretty, I need some time to recuperate. I need some time to let my wallet rest. Because, man, I cannot afford to go to Germany. It's too far. It's way too far. Now, what was I up to? What kind of shenanigans was I getting myself into? Right, I was slowly adding all the definitions. Axiom of semi-specification. That one is simple. And this one, beautiful. And we'd like to find the other subsection right here. I worry that this yellow color might be a bit hard on the eyes, but it's one part of the color scheme. I could maybe try to tune it down a bit. Alright, this works, it's fine. But yeah, hold on, because I need to make sure that I'm pulling my old weight here. I keep talking about what others are doing. Well, I'm sitting here on my lazy ass. I have a video to work on.
Which one?
The How Math Becomes Difficult 2.
Oh, you started that one. Congrats, Dan.
Yeah, I started a while back ago, it's just that the carousel took precedent. And
I see.
I haven't done much. The first chapter is finished, but the first chapter is just a minute, so it's not much. I need to actually
Hey, the
honestly...
first step helps.
I mean, yeah, the thing that's nice about videos like How Math Becomes Difficult is that they're very, like, chill to make. Videos like the carousel one, they require a lot of active participation, whereas these, you can just have in the background. Because the animations are very polite. They're like, you set up the geometry nodes once and then you have it ready, etc. Very relaxing, very demure. Yeah, they are polite. That's very, honestly, that is just genuinely how I feel about it. They're just polite. Okay, how many frames? Why do I sound so different between these two? This one doesn't even have modifiers. I sound like Markiplier. What is happening? I'm gonna try to add the parametric equalizer, but this is already mental. Okay, maybe 200 might be a bit much. Let's do 140. I think we're gonna move it to the left, because then at the end we're gonna be able to do a really cool render. LARP it till you make it. No. It's make it till you make it. It feels... I know that this is happening because I'm in a good mood. And I know that if I was in a bad mood, then I would be a little more grumpy, etc, etc. But I genuinely am so happy with how far we've gotten. Because I'm finally in a position in life where I can genuinely live up to the name Make It. Okay, this needs to be a lot higher up. It needs to be pointed a lot more at the floor. And this needs to be pointed a lot more like this. And then right here, what we need is we need to do the alt trick, which I very enjoyed about the first How Math Becomes Difficult, so obviously I'm gonna use it again. And that is, we're going to create this kind of plane to function as a portal. And that portal, crucially, has to glow. Just be lower down, actually. Will this look fine? I'm actually not certain. Maybe too much glow. Maybe just 10 would suffice. And then if I'm not mistaken, right here I have used the node of main color. So we would like that. And right here in the portal we would like not main color, on the next color, which would be this. Add one. There we are. I think this should be fine. So that's the idea. Then we have the sets, right? Yeah. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. That's absolutely not the spot. Transition. Yes, that was that was intended. Yes. You're welcome. All right. Transparent. Good for them. Okay. This is alpha, so it is transparent. We can send this sucker, I think. One thing I would actually like is I would like the volume to be a bit larger. Yeah, it doesn't really encompass quite as much as I would like. Kind of would like this to expand all the way. That's so violent. Maybe we wouldn't like it to expand all the way. That's so violent. All right. Render animation. Beautiful. So that is cooking. And now we go on. We go on to what? By the way, I have the wheel still open. And I've already finished the assist video. I've done the goobage explanation. I'm doing this and this. Template module is all that's left. So that's gonna be for later. So actually kind of like some myself I'm going out, creating new sets of combination of existing ones. I think that's all I'm gonna mention about this. Let's keep going. Axiom of pairing. Then we have axiom of schema replacement. Okay. Wikipedia uses. Hold on. Yes, axiom of regularity, axiom of pairing. Actually, not this. Axiom of union is what I have noted down next, actually. Not schema replacement. Axiom of union. Which looks as follows. I don't know, I don't remember what the star does actually. Alright, now let's read and describe this. We have, for all x, there exists a y, for all u, such that u is in y, and there exists a z such that u is in z and z is in x. But that's assuming that x and y are a union, right? Hold on. Oh wait, there exists. I'm such an idiot. So for all sets x, let me bring down Paint. Why don't I have Paint open? I'm doing maths. How are you supposed to do mathematics without Paint? So for all sets x, right, and for all u, there exists y. So we have the y, which contains a u. Y is the one that exists, and there exists z such that is effectively this. Well, they don't have to overlap quite as much. U is in z, and z is in x. Damn, Overleaf is smart. The green algae, except it's not green or algae. Yeah, I mean, hey, I can only imagine that that plant is like green algae if green algae wasn't green or algae. It's factually it's true. Factually, it's not wrong. Oh, so for each like element of, okay, first of all, I'm gonna change up the notation because that's a bit horrid. We're gonna use lowercase x instead of a u, because the purpose of the u in there, which right now is x, is to function as the element of the set, capital X. Now, z is kind of an in-between step, which I imagine mathematicians just do for the shits and giggles. Yes, so you have x is in y. Wait, no, that should be lowercase y. What am I on? That should be lowercase y. Okay, this should make this a lot more descriptive. Yeah, so you have an element of the y set with some kind of z, such that y is in z and x. Because crucially, this is for all y. I mean, yeah, it's axiom. Okay. I shouldn't dig into too deep of a meaning there, because I'm gonna dig a hole for myself for no reason. So, this is axiom. Actually, how do I write the previous ones? Ah, damn it! I press Ctrl S. It's an instinct, which normally is really good, but means I recompile every 3 seconds. Actually, you can see that's very similar to the axiom of pairing, except two differences. First of all, instead of for all y, and there exists a z, then there exists a z is still there, but instead of for all y, it's there exists a y. Let's use a capture z as well. That's a make it. I get confused, you know. I think of the alphabet as very cyclic. So end of the alphabet, beginning of the alphabet. What's the difference?
Oh, also, yesterday, in a mad frenzy of tiredness, I started work on a code to read a file and output a ternary thingy.
Oh, come off it. Get those silly ternary files out of your head. No daughter of mine will be doing ternary computing.
And it's going to be each word is going to be a chunks of 5 ternary numbers.
This is for all y. That's Joel. Joel, introduce yourself.
Oh,
For the first, that's actually good practice because you know then you have to introduce yourself again today. So
yeah. Hello, I'm a computer science student. I like theoretical stuff. And I like to talk too.
I honestly was expecting you to mention your paper, so I opened it up on stream. But then you didn't bring it up, and I was just kind of awkward. Also, as I was opening the website, it threw an error, so that was just like felt like a double whammy there. But yeah, this Joel is the person who will be presenting today on the Make It Community channel paper she has written about analysis, more specifically amortized, building up to amortized analysis, but analysis in general, I would say. Is there actually a good word for just analysis here? Because analysis means a lot of things in a lot of different. Would it be algorithm analysis?
I would say complexity analysis.
Complexity analysis, which makes sense. It is the title of the. Yeah, but that does make sense. You know, yeah,
But
that's
I
what I'm gonna use for now on.
Complexity could also mean other things. So if you're talking to someone who doesn't know computer science, Might be better to say algorithm analysis.
Alright. I personally would say algorithm analysis, but that's because, once again, I'm used to explaining topics to people who don't know them, so I know that is different from talking about something in field. It's very different.
You're showing the answers.
Am I not supposed? They're available on the website. They're public. Am I not supposed to?
No, it's the answers.
Am I not supposed to? They're public on the website, Joel. Don't worry. I closed my eyes. Wasn't. I mean, to be fair, I was scrolling way too fast to read it because I did promise you that I wouldn't review until the thing, until the live stream. I want to be pleasantly surprised. I swear I wasn't paying attention.
I wanted to say something, but I forgot. Ooh.
Actually, can I do? That's gonna look like shit.
I think I might try to do a training run for the presentation.
Right now or in general?
Right now.
Right now. Do you wanna? You're gonna spoil it for me like that?
Yeah, no, I'm going to be muted.
Oh, I see. What I would suggest is go 2 floors downstairs, and right there, Komi and Zaki are chilling, and I would suggest you give it to them. Because I will say, it's a really good idea. Remco himself does that. When he's and also Flame, actually. When they're going to give a talk, they do genuine practice runs. So that's a really good practice.
Okay.
And yeah,
Well,
I would recommend doing it with Komi and Zaki, because you're gonna have input.
Well, then I'm going downstairs.
Alright. Hopefully see you soon.
Maybe. Yeah.
Alright, this is going to look absolutely horrendous because the color I've used for definitions is so bright. I think I should swap the... I like this notation color. I don't know how to, because I like this yellow works really well with the color theme, and yellow is the color of muffs. It's just, this is horrendous. It's borderline unreadable. And on one hand, changing is a very simple, easy fix. On the other hand, then it won't click. Yellow is needed. I'll figure out something. Yellow just a little darker. Yeah, I know, but the problem is that then it won't align with the subfield color on the website. This is horrendous. What I could also do is I could just swap the definition and whatever the third one is. I don't remember what that's in the order. I could, so I think that's solution. I could swap the colors of definition and solution. Also, definition is the title color, so this. It's readable now. That's something. Ah, but I missed the yellow. The yellow looked nicer. This definition looks horrendous. I really am pleased with the notation color though, so yeah, no, this looks vomit. I don't know, DD? How about that? Oh, deload. Wait, no, that's solution. I'm an idiot. FF. I need to change the title. DD. Also, we should lower this to a C, I suppose. Yeah, so the problem is that because of color theory, you can't just make this darker because then it looks, once again, like vomit. What if I do this? Horrendous. What if I do this? That's something. What if I do this, this, and then this? Well, that's progress. Oh, yuck. That looks like what they put on cigarettes that you wouldn't smoke them. I got an idea for the channel and the charity. Well, that is very grand. I imagine it's going to be quite grand considering how that's how what you barged in with. Not even gonna say like a... I suppose you did say hello, never mind. Well, go on then. Floor is yours. Present your findings. Oh, because this is also a B. It should be a 9 then. Oh, we could do a C and an A. Now it's brown, yeah. Okay, let's do C and A. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. We can do a 1 here. Wouldn't it be cool to make dubbed videos in the language of potential non-English speakers? It would be, yes, if we have the manpower. Or woman power, I honestly don't care. Or they them power, it's, well, I'll take any. So yeah, if we only had the people for that, it would be. Eventually I imagine that would be a pretty decent idea. I would just need to find some people with like with video editing who can use video editing software and can read up and have a reasonable microphone. It's too green. No, it's less green. Well, actually, if I make this slightly more blue, well done. That's too blue. That's way too blue. I've got carried away. Yeah, I've gotten carried away. Let's crunch it down. Not the most practical one. If you're only willing, sure. French or Polish or something. I would imagine German would be the best to start with, yes. But at the same time, that would require infrastructure. For now, I've got a lot of people waiting to volunteer, don't you? No, I don't, Panda. No, I do not. On the website, there is the motion system. And if I had people to volunteer, then there would be a motion right here wanting to volunteer, which there is not. I'd be glad to do French. I will try to set up some kind of infrastructure for that as well, then. Because it's not quite as simple as you'd think. It's not quite as simple as you'd think. Yeah, but for volunteering, there is the right here. Step by step, and it's 4 steps, so it's really not that many steps. Not only is it step by step, it is just 4 of them. Oh wow, look, would you look at that, it's me. Ha, incredible. Make exception. Okay. At this pace, I won't be finished with this in time. No, Dragon both languages. Well, yeah, that would be the job of the dubber. That's the like. If that were to happen, and the reason why I'm saying, well, I've mentioned when that happens, let's be honest. But when that happens, it's a when because, once again, I would need to set up the infrastructure for that. It's a bit of a commitment. Then the way it would work, I imagine, is the dubber would receive the video with most likely the script, and it would be up to them to redub it, or if the video doesn't have a script, could happen, I don't know, then, well, they would need to write the script, transcribe it, and then translate it. This color of yellow bothers me. It's just bad. Yeah, that's way too green. Stop being so green. Okay, we're approaching a sweet spot. I'm Newton methoding it, as kids would say these days. Alright, it's time to transition. Why are you pitch black? Oh my lord, did I... No, I did enable the alpha. What? Did I not enable transparency? I thought I did. I did. Great. Render animation. Have you tried hydrating your paper? I haven't. Great idea, I should. Stop being so green. Like, this has to be 9 then. Let's do 98. Write a script and use a double non-language. So like, if a double doesn't have to, you can redub that because they already have the visual. For example, it will be the research videos. Well, no, the idea would be that if a dubber wants to help, then if they want to dub something, if they need to dub something, they research the topic. It's the same as with animating, right? Once again, as you can see, it's not a simple thing, unfortunately. So eventually, most likely we will do it. I would just like to start by getting a group of people already willing. It's like some German, some French, some, I don't know, what's also big? Spain, Spanish. Ooh, that's a big one. And then we can get on that. Okay, we have the axiom of union. That's good. What's next? I don't know what exactly. That's why I wrote this simple guide. The guide is as follows. Let me TLDR it for you. And that's saying a lot because it's already pretty short. Step 1, just ask yourself what you like doing. That's it. Just like, what do you enjoy? Step 2, do it. If you enjoy web dev, design some kind of page for the website. If you enjoy physics, write a physics paper. If you enjoy electrical engineering, design the circuit. Just do it. Step 3, fill in this form and send what you've done, like a link to what you've done, to show off that, to prove that you actually do like doing that. You're not just saying that you like doing that. And that's it. That's it. Step 4 is just like, that's it. Hope that was TLDR enough. Those are all the steps. such a disgusting color of yellow. What about this? Horrid shade. Fine, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. It's something. It's a bit orangish, but it's a lot orangish. But could be worse. Sometimes I just have to take the win. What happens if I do a... I'm not gonna take the win, am I? No, there's more categories. I think there's a specific way to help. That's precisely why the question to ask yourself isn't really specific of what kind of job would I like. The question is, what do I enjoy doing? At what point did I bring up the knowledge? I did not. Question is, what do you enjoy doing? If there is something you enjoy doing, knowledge will come naturally. For example, when both Adrian and DDB joined in, they did not have any knowledge. Not really. Well, they had knowledge, obviously, just not relating to the things they wanted to do. Right now, Adrian is a baller, basically finishing a video on his own, and DDB is about to finish a really big system for the website, because they've gained that knowledge by working, and that's the idea. Learn by doing, do by learning, and begin by beginning, because it's kind of dumb to begin at the end. Mostly maths, physics, computer science. Well, that's a start. There we go. You've gotten step 1. Now it's time for a step 2. Because just because you think you enjoy doing something, that doesn't necessarily mean you actually enjoy doing that. And the reason why I say this is because I've seen it a lot. People who say they really like doing maths, and then they get around to doing maths, and they stop doing maths. That's the thing that happens a lot. And I don't blame anyone for this, because like, how can you be certain that you like doing something until you've done it, right? How can you be certain that you like tomatoes until you've tried one? So step 2 is do something. For example, you said you enjoy maths, physics, and computer science. A nice combination of the 3 would be a simple simulator. That's an idea. You can write a simple simulator in Python. Doesn't have to be something meant to, doesn't have to be something crazy, just something for you to check if that is something you actually enjoy. Because if you start writing a simple simulator, and at a certain point you're annoyed by all the syntax you have to come up with, you're annoyed by all the solutions you have to find, then that most likely means you don't actually like a combination of the 3, and you can move on to finding something new. That's the process. If you don't enjoy it, then go back to step 1, try to figure out something you would like to do. Go back to step 2, and at some point, if you find something that you are certain you enjoy, because you've tried and tested, you move on to step 3, and that's it. And then I get emotion, and then it's up to me to like figure out what position I can get you in where your passion would be utilized for the good of us all. Very grand. Very demure. Axiom of schema replacement. No, right, I'm in the wrong spot. This one looks to be the tricky one, right? Also enjoy teaching. Well then, I would suggest going for the paper and trying to create it as an educational resource, yes. Speaking of, actually, there's something I wanted to do. Okay, now it's time for us to go to the bakery. Well, suppose example C. It's time for us to take a trip to the bakery. But before we take the trip to the bakery, we need to figure out what kind of frosting we like, so... Piss off. Alright. I guess I shouldn't be so rude. Sorry, I'm just... I need to do this. Some of these weren't too bad. This isn't too bad. This may not be too bad. No, that's not exactly the direction I'm going for. Share with the outpost paper. Go for it! More power to you. That would be a great example. And a great test. Sure. Keep that one for now. Platinum models isn't too bad, but we'd like something more in the area of orange. None of these actually are what I'm looking for. Like the slate gray maybe, but it's not the colored one. Coffee bean, that's aggressive, but you know what? Sure, that's something. Time to open up the bakery. Where's the bakery? There you are. So, mechanical engineering, and we're going to have you as the title. Then we're going to have you as the solution, you as the example. Then we're gonna have A, B, and then we'll figure it out. Or actually we can right away try to figure it out. Well, first let's try to bake it. Alright. I don't entirely hate it. I only partially hate it. Example and title should be swapped. No, they should not. The solution and title. Am I? That's good, but the orange has to be a title. Why is title in the middle? Whatever. I think this should work as a pie. And then this one goes here. You know what? Thank you, Komi, thank you. I do like this pie as well. I think this is a bit dark. This color right here maybe. Maybe it would be better a bit lighter. Don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. That's a fine looking pie. That's a damn fine looking pie. So we're adding the fresh pie and we're renaming it to just pie. And now Also. Alright, I was wondering why it looks so weird. I haven't changed the color scheme. So, example is... It's a bit messed up because... Example is meant to be the title, if I recall correctly. Example is the title. Title is the lightest one. Wait, no. The darkest. So that would be the example. Yeah, they are backwards. And then solution is the brightest. So that could be solution. Then the problem we are missing. And then sub-gray would be this. So what we are missing is we're missing one more shade of orange for the problem. Alright, let's unbind you and you. And let's look for some nice problematic orange. This website is trying to keep it balanced and have like different shades, but that's not what I'm looking for. It all has to be the same. I can also try for it manually, I suppose. Alright, let's move you here and let's try to change you. So first of all, we're going to set it to the same one. And then we're going to lower the luminance. Lower, maybe up the luminance a bit. That would be a bit more reddish. There we are. That'll be the problem. Actually, mechanical engineering is a subfield, I just realized, and the field is engineering. I haven't added the field of engineering to the website quite yet. Was there a way to download this? I imagine there would be. There we are. Beautiful. This is done. Now we can go back here. When you add more stuff is like quantum physics. Quantum physics is already on the website. The quantum physics actually might be one of the first ones. Hold on, let me see. Depending on how early it appears, so the more to the left, the earlier it is. And yeah, quantum mechanics is the third one. The rule for adding new subfields is we add subfields when there is a need for it. So, going back to it, right? Classical mechanics was added in the very beginning. Particle nuclear physics. Okay, then that scenario I can answer them, which is they are added when there's a need for it. Classical mechanics has been added on the very beginning. To be fair, that was a start test one. Differential geometry was added for silver's paper. Quantum mechanics was added for the sake of Remco. Networking was added because I do believe Confusion was working on the paper. Data structures was added because Joel was working on the paper. Organic chemistry was added for Jasmine. Jasmine was working on the paper. Condensed matter physics was added because Silfina has a PhD in condensed matter physics, so that was for them. Topology was added for Ash, same as functional analysis. Human-computer interface was added for one more person, but they haven't really came back. General relativity was for Ro, who has, I think, bachelor's. Yes. Operating systems was added for the paper I'm currently writing. Mechanical engineering for Esteban writing a paper, and machine learning for Teta. That is the reason for all of them. So the rule is a new subfield gets added when there is a reason, and over time it's becoming more and more rigid, where I'm because like for things like human-computer interface or networking didn't seem to go quite as far, so now I'm trying to be a bit more rigid with actually a concrete reason. There's more badgers, always badgers. Right, axiom of schema of replacement. That was, I remember that was a confusing one. Am I remembering correctly? Give me a second. There's something I need to do. Where are you? That's where you are. How about recent? What? Oh, good. Good. Right. I'm back. No, mental. Okay. Yeah. I'm just. Dude, there's obviously two. Idu. Ha. Right, I'm streaming, right. Idu just... Idu already got started on the, on the goal. To get me to play a game about being in a deep ocean as someone with extremely severe thalassophobia. Beautiful, brilliant. Holy shit, that's a lot. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I need to, okay. I have to say the donations so far are working a lot better than I expected. I would like to find a way to utilize them smart, because I have a lot of plans for how to use them for the sake of charity. But I'll be honest, I haven't been delving deep into these plans because I hope for the best plan for the wars, right? I had no idea how many donations the charity would have gotten, which is why I haven't been going into anything concretely. I've been mainly working on projects that wouldn't require budget, like me making videos. I can do that for free, or the library. Whereas this can genuinely gives us resources. Wow. Yeah, I'm excited to play Subnautica, I suppose. Yes. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I want to announce this. It's incredible. I don't want to spam too many YouTube posts though. I would like to add the objective with Remco. I'm waiting for him to confirm because he's vacating, so not quite as available. Because that would be a tremendous idea, and then maybe I will try to get some more. All right. Now, money can encourage people. I don't want to do that with this system because this system is meant to be for a purpose. Like I'm starting with a silly one, yes, but this system will serve a genuine purpose, and I want that purpose to be clearer. This, on one hand, is meant to get donations, but if someone just wants to donate, they can just donate without an objective. It matters more of... So stuff like the checkpoints, right? Checkpoints actually cost money. And a while back ago, someone joined in and said that... And they said literally they would pay money to watch another one of these checkpoints, where I would go to Britain and, you know, go to a lab, do a stream from a lab. The thing is, they were willing to actually pay. They just underestimated how much it actually costs to go, you know, across the continent and with all the equipment and all the preparation and stuff. So this is kind of what's meant to function. It's kind of meant to be like a, in a way, GoFundMe for projects. So a checkpoint, I am more than happy to organize it. It would just require, it just requires a budget, which at this point I just don't have. I've already mentioned the state of my bank account. It ain't something to be proud of. Right, Axiom schema replacement. Schema of Axiom replacement. Axiom schema of replacement. They're good on the third try. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this is such an annoying one. How do I... Hold on, I just got a message. And I am actually waiting. Alright. I'm going to do this. Kind of waiting for a phone call, so let's have that going on. But yes, Axiom schema of replacement. I am tempted to skip because it's confusing and unhelpful. I've already skipped one, haven't I? I mean, as funny as this one is, I mean, it's, yeah. Okay. So once again, going off Wikipedia. This as the equation. Let's parse it now. For all A, for omega 1 through n. For all x which are in A, implies that... Oh, what does the exclamation mark mean? What? Okay. Dear Lord, what is this notation? Right. Okay, uniqueness quantification. Oh, there exists only one. Gotcha. There exists only one y. That's honestly simple. Alright, good. Development. Well, if it's any consolation, I don't understand plant reproduction and development either. Okay, so it implies that there exists one and exactly one y. Actually, there is another way that the schema is noted down, which I like a bit better, I think. Do I like it a bit better? I'm not certain, honestly, if I like it a bit better. I wouldn't mind trying it. Oh, for size. Piss off the begin line. Yeah, I know. Let's try it again. And you break after A. No, we don't. For all A, this AND breaks it. I have a problem. Wait, no. If an apple tree has an apple on it, is it technically pregnant? Those are not questions meant for a mere mortal mind to comprehend. Alright, for all A, for all X in A, there is exactly one Y. Does this mean like... Because function of any set image FA is also a set. There exists B for all Y where Y is in B, right? There exists X in A. No, I can't. Just don't remind me of the JPEG. Y is in B. Oh, and Y in there. Oh, there exists a Y. I see. Okay. I'm an idiot then. So there exists exactly one Y. Right. Okay. Oh, this one's gonna be a bit of a headache. Only a bit. Once I get out of the Axiom hell and get into maps and magma, I really will be able to pick up pace, hopefully. Hopefully, a man can dream. Because I'll be able to give an example of the cubes, and hopefully it's going to... I'm genuinely developing a headache. Could be the fact I've been awake a lot. It's magma. Magma is just a closed set with an operation, well, implied. I really am developing a headache. This isn't great. Alright, I think I'm going to end the stream here then. Because I would really like to eat something, and I need to chug enough coffee to live for the next 6 hours. I imagine next 8 hours. I don't know how long it's gonna take Joel to present, but I would like to be alive throughout the presentation. And that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day.